Hi everyone, my name is Morris Northcutt and I'm a Conn-Selmer Bach artist and clinician and trumpet soloist. A quick thank you to the International Trumpet Guild for the invitation to participate in this Listen and Learn series. Also, a big thanks to all of you for taking the time to watch the video. The fact that you're spending a few minutes out of your day speaks volumes about your commitment to making music and learning more about the trumpet. So, most of you know what it takes to be a better trumpet player, right? I'm sure of it. You know that it takes patience and persistence, and really need to be perfect in our practice every day. And we do spend a lot of time focused on trumpet technique, high notes, low notes, all that usual good stuff, but we don't often think about the why we practice. And I know it seems obvious, but we do practice to make music, to make an impact, to move people in an emotional way, and entertain and even educate. But you get the point. We're here to make music, to touch others. So for me, it means playing with reverence or passion and tell a story every time I pull out my trumpet. I try to play with musical expression, and I try to remember and never forget that music has motion. So this can be really difficult with newly written music, but the reward is really great. So I wanted to share just a couple of tips on interpreting music that's never been interpreted before. I'm going to utilize some excerpts, I'll play some excerpts from a brand new unaccompanied trumpet solo piece written for me just recently by composer Nicole Puno, and it's titled All Is Waiting. So the first thing though that I did was reflect on the title and created an image and storyline in my head. And that's, there's really no wrong answer or image, but once you're more comfortable with the mechanics, you can always change your mind or evolve. So in this case, it was written during COVID, of course, so it has elements of sadness and frustration, but also hope and a look toward the future. And I think of how the sun sets and rises each day. Next, I sight read it, try to catch as many of the dynamics and articulations that the composer outlined for me. And I look for those obvious phrase groupings, phrase marks. But once I'm comfortable, then I drill down on some of those musical details. Then I expand the dynamic range or contrast. So I'm trying to make much more of a difference between the softs and the louds. And then I stretch those lyrical lines by playing them very, very connected, almost as though I'm stretching things and pulling things like taffy. So have a listen. Now, make the crescendos or the decrescendos smooth or more gradual. You want to pay attention to the moving notes or groupings, just as a paragraph or sentences that contain cadences. My final thought, it's a simple tip, but it's really only utilized by the most elite musicians. And as I stated earlier, the music has motion, but it doesn't happen by itself. Be sure to utilize the arsis and thesis of the phrase or musical groupings. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about this. I'm paraphrasing a bit, but go check out A Guide to Expressive Performance written by Robert Musser. But Musser says motion is facilitated by the subtle use of the arsis, the upbeat, and the thesis, the downbeat of a phrase. If the arsis receives more weight than the thesis, the perception of motion is increased. Again, this is all really subtle, but incredibly important detail that often gets overlooked. So again, go check out A Guide to Expressive Performance written by Robert Musser. I think it'll be incredibly helpful to you. I'll show you an example of this in the next excerpt of All Is Waiting. Let me play that for you. Well, I hope this helps a bit, but you can always reach out to me through social media or email me if you have any questions. I'm always around. In the meantime, I just want to leave you with one last piece of advice and really make every moment count. So when you're in that practice room, don't let it go to waste. Really focus, and I think you'll have a lot of success. So thanks for watching, you guys. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.